ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is James Spann. This is the afternoon Weather Xtreme video. This is for Thursday, the 20th day of March. A beautiful day today across Alabama in the Deep South. Let's check out some of the Skycam shots this afternoon. We'll start with the Coleman Skycam. Nice to see the water levels rising. That is Lake Katoma. And that thing was almost dried up a few weeks ago, but look at the water back in the pond. Good to see. From Birmingham, there's a look at the view south from the top of the Daniel Building. The sky sunny. And hey, somebody knows how to get that blanket on TV. That's our Gulf Shores Skycam on top of the Phoenix All Suite. Somebody giving us a shout-out down there on the Alabama Gulf Coast. That's always fun to see. A lot of folks down there for spring break this week. The weather beautiful. Water vapor satellite view. The trough is way on to the east. We will be in good shape through Saturday with mostly sunny days and fair to cool nights. Temperatures this afternoon are in the 50s. This is midday at 1 o'clock. 50s over North Alabama, 60s down south. And we should be warmer tomorrow. Highs getting up in the low 70s for most spots. Here's a look at the expected rain across the country, valid through Tuesday morning of next week at 7 o'clock. And the big question involves the possibility of some type of system in here early next week. The guys at HPC are painting the precipitation from that from northeast Alabama on up the Atlantic seaboard. And as usual at this early stage of the game, there are more questions than answers. But that might work out being a pretty good map right there. Let's look at model output. This is the 12Z GFS, valid at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, a zonal flow. So again, we should have a beautiful day, sunny with a high up in the low 70s. We note that surface low near St. Louis on Saturday. That low moves on to the east, and the winds veer around to the north, so Saturday might be a little cooler, but not by much. We're talking low 70s tomorrow, maybe upper 60s on Saturday. Now, Sunday, the pattern begins to look colder for the eastern part of the country as a polar vortex sets up over eastern Canada, and there's some energy rotating through the trough, and at the surface, that's suggesting a high maybe in the upper 50s, a dry day for Easter, but we note that batch of rain out there in Texas. We'll go to midnight Sunday night, and the model just kind of evaporates. The precipitation as dry and cool air sinks down in here. The air gets colder, and note the lack of a storm. We've seen some GFS runs with a major storm cranking up in the northeastern Gulf. This one shows nothing. And then Monday, a strong vortex dives down through Georgia, and accordingly, there's just not much of a surface reflection in this run. So for 3 runs in a row, the GFS has backed off on the idea of a major winter storm threat for the eastern U.S. early next week. And we're talking mainly from North Carolina up to Boston. But hang on here. Look at the European. It's still got the idea on the board. That is Monday evening at 7 o'clock. Major storm just east of Chesapeake Bay and very cold air diving down in behind that. So the idea is still on the table. Maybe a little light rain or a few snowflakes here Sunday night or Monday morning with the potential for a deepening bomb-type storm up the Atlantic coast with major snows from Richmond to Boston. So we'll watch that carefully in coming days. Tuesday of next week, we'll go dry. We'll warm up again. Wednesday of next week looks good. A week from today, the model has backed off on the idea of a storm day. You know, we'd been looking at maybe Thursday of next week as our next big storm day. Well, this run says no. There is a low forming over Kansas and Nebraska. And the following day, the 28th of March, that's a week from tomorrow, kind of a ridge over the southeast, keeping that thing northwest of us. And accordingly, at the surface on Friday the 28th, the rain still north and west of here. And then Saturday the 29th, it begins to drift in here. And on Sunday the 30th, that front just stalls out and kind of waits on a new storm developing. And at the end of the month, on the 31st, here comes that next storm digging down across the lower Mississippi Valley, and that looks pretty stormy right there at that point, or at least nothing else a heavy rain event. But hey, that's way out there in voodoo country, of course. And at the end of the forecast period, this is April the 5th, trough out west, kind of ridging going on here, and that looks fairly uneventful at this point, but the consistency out there in the long range has not been good. I mean, it's going to be an active and challenging pattern, at least for the foreseeable future. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. That's alabamawx.com if you're watching this on iTunes or YouTube. And don't forget to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 at 5, 6, and 10. The next video here will be posted by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless.